What's good? Let's talk this boxing this morning. We're going to be a little intelligent this morning too, okay? Because I got some talking I want to do. I've been doing some thinking, and you know what that is. When you think, that makes you dangerous. So I was being extra dangerous this morning because there's just been a lot of stuff going on, man, in the boxing world that it just got to make you think, man. It's got to make you think. It's got to make you think. They want y'all dumb, man. Like, really, really want you dumb. They work real hard to misinform you, man. Real hard to misinform you. And it's consistent misinformation. Man, consistent. But let me get a sip of water, and then we're going to get into it. About this boxing. Mr. T King Texas in that super chat, man. Thank you for the support. And keep my Cash App up and ready. Appreciate you guys for your support. Mr. T King Texas said, on it. Okay, once again, is on. Had to change my work schedule to catch the earlier live stream. Early bird catches the worm. Salute Fannon. Man down. Big shark. Yes, sir. Big fish in the building. Yes, sir. We'll wait for a couple seconds. We'll wait for a little while for cats to come into the chat. Thank you so much for your support, man. Walking in the door, Mr. T King, Texas. All right, let's see. We got 42 people in the building, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit that like button. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. My man, Jay Alive Forever says, salute, Fannon, the Don, salute. My man, D'Angelo Dillian telling the truth in this mug. Says wake and bake squad early as hell. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hustle God methodology says salute Fannon, Pittsburgh, PA in the building. Salute to you and the whole LDBC and the chat. Well, we're gonna make sure we really talk about something today to make it worth your while getting up so early. But I ain't up the earliest. I saw 62 people in Junior the Truth's live stream this morning. We have, as the LDBC and the boxing world in general. Nah, man, we got to do better than that for Junior the Truth because his show is too good, man. That's too much. It's too insightful for you guys to be missing it. And if you come to his 7 o'clock live stream, you'll be awake for the 8 o'clock, and I can get right into the topic. So, self-serving plug for my man Junior the Truth, man. Get with Junior the Truth. Razor5313 said, Fannon, can't blame Manny Pacquiao for choosing Errol Spence. He would have probably gotten less money fighting Terence Crawford. Razor, he has not chosen either one of those guys. See, that's what I'm saying. That's misinformation. He has not chosen anybody. He's not said who he's going to fight. And more than likely, he ain't fighting no Errol Spence Jr. and getting beat to death. That ain't Teddy. You should have heard Teddy Atlas pleading. Please. You know that, like, who used to sing that? Please. That's James Brown. He was singing a damn James Brown on his about Errol and Manny. Please.
Begging.
Hold on, what's that?
Manny Pacquiao not to take that fight.
Begging.
He starts talking about Manny.
What you say, Fannon? Hold on. What you say, Fannon? I didn't hear you. I won't do that. I got to turn this on. I got my setup changed. The heck? Okay, cool. All right, sorry. So, anyway, lost my chain of thought. Please don't let him hurt Manny. Oh, dude, look, man. He's not taking that fight, dude. He's not taking that fight. Manny Pacquiao's not crazy. Oh, yeah, that's what I remember. Please. Where's my man KQKC when I need him? Somebody can sing some James Brown because that's what Teddy Atlas was doing this morning. Doing on his last podcast. He was straight up, please, Manny, no, don't go, Manny. Don't fight him, Manny. Please, Manny. Think about your future, Manny. Think about your legacy, Manny. You can't let him beat you, Manny. I know you're a world champion, Manny, but you can't fight him. You get destroyed. You can't fight him. Trying to protect him, trying to keep them dudes from giving Errol Spence Jr. that one thing he need, dog. Man, if he whoops my Manny Pacquiao, dog, it's a wrap. he's the king of boxing. And that's what they don't want to have happen. That's why they're like that. No, Manny, no. Don't fight him. Don't give him the chance. Don't give Terence the chance. You already lost to Mayweather. Don't do it. Don't get destroyed and have everybody think Errol Spence is the best fighter in the world, because what would happen if that was the case? Oh my God, people might actually start looking at Errol Spence and wanting to go to his fights, and all the other little chocolate kids might have people looking up to them, and we can't have that. At least that's what I'd be thinking sometimes, because I don't understand what in the world. Oh yeah, no, what's his future? No, they don't care nothing about his future. They care about Errol not getting that name on his resume. Right? Floyd out there fighting Jake Paul. I'm going to talk about Jake Paul or Paul Logan or whatever his name is in this video too. Can't let the little chocolate kids get the. Come on, man. No, they got half the pound for pound list is blacklisted in boxing. Like, look, man. See, I'm gonna wait for some people to come on in here, dog. Because for real, Fannon, if he dies, he dies. Yeah, but they don't want to have him fight. I'm telling you, they don't want that fight to happen, because if that fight happens, the king is crowned. And they don't want the king crowned. They want to crown the king. That's what it is. They want to crown the king. They don't believe in organic growth of stars and all that. They believe in preordained manufactured stars that are predictable and repeatable, that they can sell year over year. And that's what Bob Arum's about. Dog, Bob Arum is straight up, dog. Let me tell you something, man. You ever heard of Cointelpro? Y'all ever heard of Cointelpro? Put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard of Cointelpro. Tell me, put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard of Cointelpro. 1960s. I'm gonna connect this shit to boxing. I promise you I am this morning. Because I don't give a fuck about how many people listen to me today. I don't. But this shit is some horse shit. And I'm sorry, I put some shit together, dog. Y'all on some fucking horse shit out here in these streets, dog. Y'all are out here on some designed horse shit out in these streets, dog. Okay. Look, man. So y'all heard that, right? And you think I'm gonna get conspiratorial? I'm not. I believe this is completely and utterly just it's a coincidence. I know y'all believe in coincidences, right? I believe in coincidences. Man, much love in that super chat, my man. Cesar Caballero said $5 to the truth of boxing coverage. Thank you, man. Much love in that Cash App. That is the bomb. Thank you very much. You finna put me on something? Oh yeah. Yeah, get your roll your shit up, dog. I'm gonna blow your dome. Okay? roll your shit up. I'm about to pop. Y'all, I'm about to put two and two together, dog. And that shit's about to turn into 4. Okay? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the trolls. Got me? I told you I can't count. I'm mad. I'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot to go on to 1. All right, so you ready? I can do this. I can do it this morning. All right, so somebody tell me what counter. What does COINTELPRO stand for? The words. What is it and what did it stand for? And I'm only talking to the people that are talking about ones. I ain't teaching y'all shit about what it is. If you don't know it, you bums got to go figure it out. I ain't giving you no material for your fucking videos. I'm talking to people that can put ones in the fucking chat because they already know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to the uninitiated. I'm talking to the scholars that are already there. Okay? I ain't trying to convince you bums or nothing. I ain't out here about to teach you or about There you go. Adrian Vent right there. Counter. What does that mean? That means opposite. Intelligence, opposite of your intelligence, making good decisions. Program means repeatable, right? What does the words mean? To counter your intelligence is to make you stupid. That's a program that is designed to make you stupid. That's what that shit means. I was reflecting. I was like, damn, this shit's like fucking COINTELPRO-ish type shit. Then I was like, hold on. I was like, hold on, man. Think about this. What does that word mean? I mean, what does it mean? Not like, what is it? What does it? Put a definition for all those words in your mind. It comes out in plain English because y'all don't like legalese. If you consider that legalese, see, because I don't like the concept of legalese. To me, it's just fucking words, right? And like, if you don't understand the words, they're on a fucking piece of paper. You need to go get a dictionary and catch the fuck up quick. Okay, that's my thought. However, the word plain English transition of that is just keep you stupid. It's just to keep you stupid. So how do they keep you stupid? Keep you stupid by confusing you and providing a lot of misinformation. Because if you confuse people, they don't know what the truth is. If you misinform them, they don't know what the truth is. And it's confusing. Is boxing, let me tell you, put a 1 in the chat if this one word explains boxing more than anything else. Confusing. Confusing. It is completely confusing. You don't know who the champion is ever. Like, there's no champion in any weight division because there's like 50 champions per weight division. Right? Is that not true? It's confusing as fuck. And it makes you stupid because it's like you think that Teofimo Lopez is a bigger draw than Gervonta Davis? Are you stupid or do you think I'm stupid? Which one is it? Am I stupid? I mean, do you think I'm stupid or what? So it's like the media in boxing with Bob Arum are constantly running a counterintelligence program on the PBC. Constantly. Constantly. The PBC, I'm talking about in boxing specifically. Like when Kevin Iole writes the articles that Kevin Iole writes, the articles that Steve Kim writes, the things that they say, the way that as soon as Errol Spence Jr. won that fight, they're out there jumping out there like, hey, that's a good fight. When are you going to fight Terence Crawford next? Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. are the worst things that ever happened. They are part of the downfall of boxing. You remember that thing we were talking about yesterday? It's almost as if ESPN, with their top rank, with their non-black pound for pound list, non-American and non-black pound for pound list, convincing you that most of the best fighters in the world are not from the United States, and they are not the guys like Gervonta Davis, because it dawned on me, dog. Jermell Charlo was basically said, I'm blackballed from the pound for pound list. They are literally blackballing people from pound for pound list, dog. Is that not counterintelligent? Is that not stupid? Like, how many times over the last year, if I was just thinking, how many times have I said this shit is stupid? Like the WBC, this shit is stupid. Why do you keep adding more belts and watering more shit down? Why do you let Tyson Fury get into the ring with loaded gloves? It's just, they are just trying to make you stupid. Like, they are trying to make you stupid, and the result of it is that black fighters do not get nearly the credit that they should be getting. Boxing. Oh, I already got a new list. It'll be out tomorrow. The pound for pound list, my pound for pound list will be out tomorrow. Don't you worry about that. I got my pound for pound list. It's coming out tomorrow. And it's coming out tomorrow primarily because I'm really sick and tired of people asking me for my pound for pound list. So I'm like, I'm going to refer you to the members chat, to the members section of the channel, where you can see my pound for pound list updated on whenever there's an update to be made on it. And I'm going to have them on the channel for all of the weight classes. Except for I'm going to definitely separate my pound for pound list from the little itty bitty people, right? From 115 and below and 118 and above. And the reason I got it 118 and above is because I do not want to ignore Guillermo Rigondeaux, and I want to have Monster Inoue talk about he's going to whoop Monster Inoue's ass. If Monster Inoue will ever fight him. But look what goes on with Terence Crawford. Bob Arum is constantly trying to act like he's not the guy that is the biggest guy at Top Rank. He's constantly misinforming you, isn't he? Like Bob was lying yesterday. He's telling the truth. He is constantly misinforming you. And when did his ass show up to be part of? When did he show up to boxing? With Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali was the center of Cointelpro. Am I lying? Or do you not think that Cointelpro was damn near more about Muhammad Ali than it was Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? And y'all don't believe that, but that's true. The rise of a black messiah was Muhammad Ali. His name was, what does that mean? Exalted, like most exalted by God or something? And he's like doing what he's doing and saying what he's doing. Dude, I guarantee you Muhammad Ali was center to the Cointelpro. Center to it. Had to be. There ain't no way that they were looking at Medgar Evers and they were looking at all these other guys and they were not looking at Muhammad Ali. No way that they were not looking at him. No way. No way they were not looking at Muhammad Ali. And if you think people have stopped trying to make Negroes dumb, go listen to rap music. Y'all are being made stupider by the day. You're being made stupider by the day. No, Bob Arum was not in the NOI. Bob Arum was a lawyer that knew was connected and knew how to make fights and could negotiate deals with closed circuit TV. Like he knows how to negotiate a deal with closed circuit TV. He knows how to negotiate deals. I mean, dude, he knows how to make deals. He knows how to make deals. He's the guy that Muhammad Ali in the movie Ali was referring to when he said, "Hey, I can't get these fights done just talking to black folk on the south side of Chicago. I need to have some badass dudes that know how to do contracts, right?" And he was talking about, and he basically said, I need guys like Bob Arum, and I need guys like Don King. It's Muhammad Ali that made Don King. Muhammad Ali made Bob Arum. It was him. He was the guy that came out. Yeah, Herbert Muhammad. Now, I mean, they knew Herbert Muhammad. I mean, come on. He ain't in the Nation of Islam. He's from New York. Herbert Muhammad is from Chicago, Detroit, by way of Chicago. But whatever the case is, it's like, come on, man. Like, that's what the fuck Bob Arum is. like Bob Arum was that's fucking Bob Arum. Like, they've destroyed black boxing. They destroyed black boxing. Destroyed it. Completely destroyed it. If they had mechanisms out there to keep black fighters from getting any fucking credit with the pound for pound list, they've got fighters like Bob Arum that act like they don't even know what a black boxer is. Like the guy that was the number one, that his best fighters ever were Muhammad Ali and Leonard. All of a sudden, his ass just completely forgot that black fighters sell. And now do you see what do you see what's happening to adjust for that? This shit going on with these exhibitions. See, this shit is actually going back to the way that boxing originally was when it was criminal. Seriously, it's going back to the way boxing operated when boxing was illegal. When boxing was illegal in the 1790s, what they did was guys like Tom Millenwall, Tom Cribb. Hold on one second. I got it. It's in Boxiana. It's in Tom Cribb at the Thistleton, right? What they would do is, because it was illegal, their contracts, their agreements would be to hold a fight. It wouldn't be like the fight's going to be in Dallas or the fight's going to be, or actually you got to go to the UK. It's not going to be like, oh, the fight's going to be in London or the fight's going to be in other areas in the UK. It would be like the fight's going to be not less than 25 miles outside the city of London or outside the city of whatever, right? In the UK, because it was illegal. But you know what they would do? Because they couldn't make legal fights? They would make their income. They would make their income off exhibitions. Because they were like, look, they're not letting us make the fight. It's too hard to make fights. You could go to jail. You could have all these problems if you make the fight because it's illegal. But if you just reenact the fight at a fair or in people's towns, that's basically how they would make their money. They would have one fight and they would have like 15 exhibitions to make their money. But think about this. That's what's happening now. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Mike Tyson, and these guys are having exhibitions that allow them to get outside of the establishment of boxing. They don't need the sanctioning bodies. They don't need the athletic commissions. They don't need any of it because it's an exhibition. Because it's an exhibition. See, that is not an innovation. That is a reversion to the way that boxing was when it was illegal to be a champion. And they have made being a champion illegal because there is no champions. Listen to Mauricio Suleiman. There is no champions. They've doubled the weight divisions. They've doubled the numbers. They're even more splitting up, more weight divisions, more belts. So there will never be an Ali. Never. There will never be an Ali if you leave it up to this situation. And you cannot tell me that shit is completely accidental. Not the way that they are not giving black fighters next to any credit. Next to none. Bob Arum was the promoter, I do believe. He might even arrange the fight for Ali, for Frazier before Ali. But whatever the case is, that's when he came up. That's when he came up during the time when they were trying to shut black people down. And what he did successfully was shut black fighters down. They're shut down. Aren't they? Aren't they? Who's all the franchise champions? Or better yet, who are all the franchise champions allowed to duck? They were all allowed to duck black fighters. All of them. Lomachenko ducks Devin Haney. Canelo Alvarez ducks Jamal Charlo. That is blatant violations of the Muhammad Ali Act. Bob Arum is out there preaching about how we don't need mandatories anymore. And the reaction is to leave the establishment of boxing and begin to have exhibitions. And that is intelligent. That is intelligent, which is why I'm saying that that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the most revolutionary thinkers out of his selfishness or whatever you want. But the way that he goes about his business is going to either save boxing or it is going to ruin it. But either way, I'm okay with it. Because it's got to either be dropped. It's got to stop. That shit's got to stop. People have got to recognize that these young fighters are being cheated. Look at the loaded gloves. Look what they tried to do to old Shaq Foster. And they're not even acting like that's a big deal. Right? They're okay with steroids. Everybody knows that steroids is being used. All of these things serve to limit the athletic fighter. The rules. You got these tall behemoths over there in the UK that are allowed to cheat at will by leaning on top of the back of the smaller fighter. Holding, grabbing. What do you call what were those neck wrenches? Slaps upside the head. How else do you explain? They looking blatantly at what Tyson Fury is doing. We all see it. It looks like a fucking Rodney King video. All the yanking and the jacking and all the stuff that he's doing. And they act like they don't see it. They are completely silent about it. Am I making it up? I'm not making it up. That's their mindset. That's their mindset. You should have heard these guys saying how their attitudes about Errol Spence Jr. fighting Manny Pacquiao. Because if Errol Spence Jr. beats Manny Pacquiao, It's over. He's the number one fighter in all of boxing, not Canelo, not Anthony Joshua, not Tyson Fury, not none of them. It's Errol Spence Jr. if he beats Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao is that legend. He's that legend that you guys sold to be the anti-Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is not giving anybody an opportunity to have that torch pass. And you guys, and they to actively discourage Floyd Mayweather from giving those guys that opportunity. Manny Pacquiao is the WBA champion of the world. He is a legitimate champion. If you don't want him to fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford, tell him to give up the belt. But you got guys like Max Kellerman, who will with a straight face tell you that Manny Pacquiao was the greatest fighter of his generation. When he lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and he got put face first, nose smash to the canvas, knocked out. Lost to Juan Manuel Marquez. Dude, I think he lost to Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times. Nah, he's not. Manny has the country behind me, so he's the king because he's boxing's biggest draw. He's not boxing's biggest draw. He's not even close to boxing's biggest draw. He's not close to boxing's biggest draw. Boxing's biggest draw is Mike fucking Tyson. What? Sell 1.5 million pay-per-views, Manny. Fight Juan Manuel Marquez in an exhibition and sell 1.5 million pay-per-view. Sure, I'll wait. I'll wait to see if that pops off. Nah, dog, that's not popping off. Okay? That's not popping off. Hey, Jose Seguera, goodbye. That was nice. I'm going to give you one. If I responded to you, more than likely you're about to get put out. You know what I'm saying? If I respond to you, more than likely you're about to get put out. Because you know what I'm saying is true. Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao don't make as much money as Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao's not as well known as Floyd Mayweather Jr. He doesn't do the numbers Floyd Mayweather Jr. does. Never did. He's not as good a fighter as Floyd Mayweather Jr. Never was. He's not as talented an athlete as Floyd Mayweather Jr. Never was. He's a great fighter. And he's better than 99.9% of other people. But he ain't better than Floyd. So sit on it, homie. He took that L. Now you take that L and walk off. Certain things is just what it is. The man is Floyd Mayweather Jr. because he proved it. I don't have to like his cars. I don't have to like what he does outside the ring. I don't have to like the Jake Paul fight, which I don't even care about. Paul, Logan, whatever. Make your money, dog. It's an exhibition. He can make money in an exhibition. That ain't shit. Why not? Let him floss. Let him make his money. You know what I mean? How long did you keep Tom Brady in that quarterback position like there wasn't nobody else that could take that spot? Fuck up out of here, dog. You know what I mean? Hey, get out of here. Whatever. You got your heroes, I got my heroes. You don't get to tell me my heroes. All right? And when my guy is the best, I know my guy is the best. I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to tell me because you're going to lie. That's what you're going to do. You're going to try to counter my intelligence by giving me a bunch of horse shit to read because that's what it is. It ain't like when I said what's Cointelpro, I'm not saying that there's some government thing out there to prevent a black fighter from doing something. I'm not saying that because it's not necessary. You all want to play people like they dumb. That's all that means. Play them like they're dumb. You are liars. You're liars. You know perfectly well these guys are the best fighters, and you don't want to see them prove it, which is why you go out of your way to do everything you can to prevent them from competing fairly. That's why you have ranking systems that do not have any sense to them whatsoever. A ranking system should be a system. But in boxing, the ranking system is not a system. It is everything but a system. It is completely ad hoc because people pop in them and pop out of them whenever a committee decides, well, what do we think is in the best interest of boxing? You have interpretation clauses in the WBC rules that say that the president of the WBC, along with the committee, can interpret whatever rules based on whatever they consider to be the best interests of boxing, which is why you get franchise belts and nonsense like computer all levels being raised. Deontay Wilder missing out on millions of dollars because Alexander Povetkin breached his contract by testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs, but yet because of the way the WBC rules are written, Alexander Povetkin gets off scot-free and Deontay Wilder loses his money. We won't talk about the skimmed gloves and designer gloves that you guys have and you're using for what you call engineered power. Steroid cheats. Referees out there acting like they can't count and don't know how to rub gloves. Teddy Atlas just out there laughing because he's like, hey, I can point to corruption anywhere I go. That's Teddy Atlas. So I'll just pick it where I want to pick it. But I'll pick it because you're going to have to believe me because for sure I'm going to say that's some corrupt stuff. However, sometimes I might just get a little more passive about it. Like a 6'9", 300-pound monster cheater that I, as a YouTuber, can come up with a 3-part series specifically focused on his already documented cheating, but somehow you guys can't see it. Somehow you can't see it. Hey, go to the Instagram and hit the Instagram, man. Hit the Instagram. Follow me on the Instagram. I forgot I'm supposed to be doing that. And get the likes up. I'm giving you the raw today, okay? And if you're saying, am I going to leave this up? It might go to Patreon. I don't know if I'm going to leave this up. I felt like being honest today. So it might just go to members only or something. But seriously, dude, listen to what Teddy Atlas said, looking at the way that Max Kellerman reacts to fights, the way Harold Letterman was doing Floyd Mayweather Jr. Before that, how, this just the ridiculous Margarito cheating, beating people half to death, but you can't get the Nevada State Athletic Commission to catch them. The rapid rise of steroids. You got guys like Shawn Porter being up there just lying with a straight face. Like, I'm not going to say what Shawn Porter said because I don't want to dislike Shawn Porter. Like, I don't want to dislike him, all right? Because I know people are doing their job. But he said something. That was so patently false, so obvious that you don't believe it, that I was just like, dog, you're very, very good at not telling me the truth. Like, Shawn Porter has a very good talent. He can lie with a straight face and a smile better than any of these other boxers. Can lie with a straight face and a smile. A talent at that. Because for years I didn't get that he was just lying. But what he said today, you're just lying. You're just lying. At a certain point in time, somebody's lying like this. When they are otherwise a rational human being, and when presented with facts, you and he or you and she can get relatively close to the same decision or the same opinion on a consistent basis. You guys have like-minded thought processes. Shawn Porter is highly, highly, highly intelligent. Highly intelligent. I mean, highly intelligent. One of the smartest guys in all of boxing. The two guys, when I listen to him, and I'm like, you know what? That dude is really, really smart, and he could have learned anything that he wanted to learn. It don't matter. His intellectual talent is superb. Those two people are Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter. They are some smart motherfuckers, dude. If you listen to them, Keith Thurman can off the cuff, his wittiness, his ability to break down fights, and when he wants to be very, very honest, to be dead on point, is a very, very bright guy. Shawn Porter, too. Shawn Porter said he didn't think steroids was a big deal in boxing and that he doesn't really know. He just thinks people don't get their diets right. Nigga, please, you work for UPS. Okay? Stop it right there. That's where you cross the line when you think you can pull some shit off like that. Your talent to deliver a message can never overcome logic. Never. Only people that will fall for it are the illogical. people that do not have the ability or the pride. Not that everybody has the ability, right? Or the willingness to go through the steps. Go through the steps and see if what you're saying makes any sense. You believe that people do not know. You don't know if steroids is rampant in boxing, and you really don't believe there's that many people doing it. You are lying out of your ass. And I don't even have to go through why. I don't even have to go through why. Because it is commonly known by everybody that steroids is rampant, and you can dang near look at the people and tell who they are. Okay? The tests are one thing because that's what you need to do to prove it. But get out of here if you think a dude like Oscar Escandon can do what he did, taking that type of punishment, never all that muscle with no body fat, and you think that dude just got his diet right? You don't believe that. You don't believe it. Brother Code 10 said, what's good for 9 on my break? Thought I might stop in. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm just really on a flow today. But nah, Manny is not the biggest draw in boxing. Not close. I'm telling you. Shockwave Truth said, Fannon, Manny is to Floyd, but Manny is to Floyd what Bud is to Errol Spence Jr. for Bob and the haters. I think Floyd Mayweather, I think Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. right now is better than Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think that there are some fights that you can make in the United States that are huge. But people won't make the fights because they're waiting to repeat a formula that they've seen work before. And that's why I say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is on another level of thinking. For real, he is. This move over to Fanmio, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Do you see he has it set, the price set now at like $25? But the closer you get to the fight, the more the price goes up. I have to go buy my fight tomorrow. Because I'm not waiting for this dude to charge me $100, right? And I don't have to get a subscription. I don't have to do anything. I just go and I come back. And where's he going to have the fight? Probably in a closed room with some cameras on it, set up like this. And this dude might screw around and do 3 million of those at averaging $50 a pop. And he won't have to cut in a promoter. He won't have to do any real promotion outside of social media promotion. That's what I told people to do when I was talking to Devin Haney, when I was talking to Bill Haney, and talking to Batman. That's exactly what I fucking said to do. It is, and I'm not saying he got the idea from me. I'm not. But if you recall, what I said was, hey, why don't you have sparring matches that are pay-per-view? I said it. Why don't you have sparring matches that are pay-per-view? What is Floyd Mayweather Jr. doing? He is having a sparring match that is a pay-per-view with escalating prices. Shit, he's smart. Shit, he's smart. He's either smart enough to listen. Lord, that's smart as shit. He ain't acting like it's non-profit. It's for profit, and it's for him. And if you think Logan Paul is getting 50%, you out your damn mind. He's about to cut his ass about a $2 million check and tell him to head for the fucking hills. I'm going to take the 80. Jeez. And it's all right in the face of the WBC and the WBA and the WBO and the Nevada State Athletic Commission and everybody else, because it's not even a real fight. It's a performance. It's purely entertainment and purely genius in its simplicity, in its timing, and it is going to make a shitload of dough. And it is either going to revolutionize boxing or it's going to ruin it. Because Errol Spence Jr. is going to see, shit, what if I have a sparring match with Terence Crawford for $50 a pop with escalating prices anywhere? Shit. I might start charging pay-per-views for all my sparring matches. $15. Come on in and watch me spar. Watch the whole session and just sell his life all in and out the ring. And the WBC cannot capitalize on that because that is the social media platform. That is what these young people are doing. And I'm telling you, I had a conversation with my daughter last night, and I'm not gonna tell you what she does, but just put it this way: she's the fucking shit. Okay, she's the shit when it comes to like this, like 19, and I'm talking to her, and she's telling me what I am. Like my daughter told me what I was. She's like, "This is what you are. This is what your this is. This is what your that is. This is how much you're worth. This is how much they should have to pay you for this and that and this and that." She has a intimate understanding of the internet's ecosystem, financial, political, social ecosystem. It is intriguing. It is enlightening. It is revolutionary, but it is also basic and fundamental. And it is from somebody that has been in business my entire life. And when I mean, I'm telling you, I've been in business my whole life, I mean, I've been sitting at tables with people who have been on boards, who are entrepreneurial Hall of Fames, who have been in top. Dude, I was sitting there as a kid listening to them talk about above the line, below the line, marketing, services versus product, how profit versus, profit, ROI. Dude, it was like I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about for at least 7-8 years of it. And then it was like slowly over time, it's narcissism at its finest. It is, but everybody's narcissistic. It's just whether or not you get you're narcissistic to the point where it's dysfunctional or whether it hurts other people. But you don't think that Barack Obama's a narcissist? He wants to rule the fucking world. All of them are narcissists or have narcissist or tend towards narcissism because it is a spectrum. It's not a place. You know what I mean? All these, these diagnostic manuals for mental illnesses and all that stuff. Those are all like, you're on like, what do you call it? A spectrum, right? It's not exact. But anyway, I'm telling you that these guys, there's a different way to do business in this social media era. And it's not going to go back because it's highly efficient in many ways. The purchasing of things online. You are going to see seeing so many ads on YouTube because now people are used to the monetization of the internet. People aren't even looking at their TVs. Dude, this shit is going to be like do you guys remember what closed circuit was? Or 8-track tapes? Shit like that. That shit was the hot shit. Now it's predictive algorithms. YouTube can read at the rate of a high schooler, can probably read better than half of y'all. For real. Boxing is as it is gonna die. I am murking you, Kevin Iole, murking you. Look at my numbers and look at yours. I'm murking you, okay? Because this is the way people want to talk about boxing. This is the things that people want to talk about boxing. Transparency is a reality now in the world of boxing. Transparency in the finances, transparency in the skills of the fighters. Any hype job you want to sell, I can look up their record. I can go look at whatever tape there's out on them, no matter what time of day is, off the cuff, sitting right here. It's changing significantly. So my daughter told me, this is why I'm doing this video, because my daughter, or this conversation, right? And I'm like, let me do this for you guys. Because my daughter enlightened me. I'm usually sitting around like I'm the vet. You know what I mean? Like I talk to my daughter bad. Like it's always Socratic when she talks to me about business. Because I'll be like, you a youngster. I don't want to hear shit you saying. Like that's my cuff with her all the time. Respect your elders. I know you think you know this shit because you're learning this shit or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm the shit. Shut up. Listen to me. That's my whole attitude with her. When it comes to debates, when it comes to like the way y'all box with your kids, that's what I do with my kids. Straight up. That's what I do. So when she came and pimp slapped me last night, pop, 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 pop. You are crazy not to be talking about Logan Paul and and Floyd Mayweather Jr. That is the direction that social media is saying that these things are going to be purchased in the future. Now, she got me to the where I could then go with, once she gave me what young people know as an older person, then I can process it and I can match it to the classical architectures, right? I can, and what we're going through right now is like a change management issue. Not a change management issue, but it's like this shit is being adopted at such a high rate. It's like the zone, like this thing that Famio's doing is the next phase of what DAZN tried to do. But DAZN tried to have a whole network thing with it where you got to have all these guys are doing it straight like, nope, you got one hit and go. And they even got things where it's like, if I want to meet Errol Spence, I can pay a shitload of money and get on this thing and meet him like this and have a conversation with him like this. Dude, it's young black fighters. Look at Floyd Mayweather Jr., what he did, the way he's selling this exhibition. There's nothing keeping you guys from doing that. Nothing. There's nothing keeping you from doing. Matter of fact, what Ball did, what's the Ball guy do? Ball. Lorenzo Ball, Ladonzo Ball. What they did, what the Ball family did, oh, get the fuck out of here. Boxing is perfect for that shit. Boxing is perfect for its own leagues. Perfect. Black Murderers Row, you can have, if Black Murderers Row was right now, they could have just cut everybody out and been like, fuck it. Let's fight. That's what Black Murderers Row did. Black Murderers Row was like, we'll just hold our own fights and we'll just make like a Negro league. Like it was like a mini Negro league of boxing of all the guys that nobody else would fight at the welterweight division, between welterweight and 160. Guys like Charlie Burrell, I think Lloyd Hunnigan was not Lloyd Hunnigan. I kill the names in Black Murderers Row, but you know who these guys are. Go look them up. But take Black Murderers Row and then sit it in the context of social media, where YouTube can be the distribution mechanism, or Fanio can be the distribution mechanism with a pay-by-go model, right? People coming in, you're selling tickets. And then you have Twitter, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have all these different social medias where they can sell the fight themselves. They never have to leave their room. And people saying these guys can't sell themselves, BS. I'm watching Jermell Charlo and Jamal Charlo, and you follow them around their lives. However, the problem is there's two of them. So they're split. If Jermell was just one guy and it wasn't Jermell and Jamal, then so it's tough with them. But not if they are selling their shit like that. I'd pay $10 to see Jermell Charlo in a sparring match with like Landy Lara. Be like, let's get it. They can wear fucking headgear and just go at it. But they were like, nah, we don't want to show our best for all of that. But dog, what if you're getting paid $50,000, $60,000 a sparring match? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. Steve Cunningham was excited. He got $5,000. No, he was getting $5,000 a week for like 4 weeks or something. And he's like, that's huge. But dude, $5,000 for a sparring match can happen on YouTube. I promise you. Because I've had $500 live streams. And I am not like, it's not super chats. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not Errol Spence. If people were in there and they had to buy their way into a YouTube thing for a sparring match, they could get $6,000 for that. They could get $6,000 out of that. For an exhibition, you do that shit for like 10, you do 10 of them, they get $60,000 just sitting there. That is your budget to train for a big fight. But anyway, what I'm saying is that that's the business of it. You know what I mean? And the distribution model is changing because now you don't have an end, right? Like the way that they did these, I'll be really interested to see the finances on the deals that are being cut for these stadiums. because I have to believe that they're getting a really good rate for AT&T Stadium, a really good rate for San Antonio, for the Alamo Dome, because they're so desperate for the tourism. The hotels are desperate for the tourism. And you know what I mean? Because, dude, these guys are like, it was hustling and bustling out there in Texas. So there's just all kind of incentives not to give your money to Bob Arum. Like, well, man, please. I wouldn't give my money to Bob Arum. And you see what Devin Haney and these guys are doing with self-promotion. Devin Haney is doing it, and Bill Haney are doing a tremendous job of self-promotion. It's amazing how much promotion they have out there for themselves, you know, because they are always in the conversation for the top boxers. And they're not paying a lot of money for that. A lot of that stuff is organic because they're just willing to get out there and work with people that are willing to talk to them, right? But all of these things are going to be copied, right? All of these lessons are there to be learned by younger fighters, by younger professionals that want to come into the sport of boxing, young professionals that might want to take over the sport of boxing, young professionals that might want to be the next Al Heyman, right? Those type of guys. They can think about the totality of the business model and the economic system and looking for areas of opportunity whenever there are disasters that basically fundamentally affect how your business is done. This COVID is a game changer for boxing. It's a game changer for boxing, and it's not going back. And the reason people will be like, oh, does that mean I'm going to be locked in my house forever and all that? No, but they're not going to a more streamlined distribution model that is more eco-friendly is the pace that they're going to go, because this is far more eco-friendly. You're not outside driving around burning gas, right? That brings out the carbon footprint, the things that people are trying to improve, right? All of that they're trying to, because people don't really, and I'm telling you, I'm just going off. It's just a Fannon mind bend today. You're in my brain today, okay? I don't even see y'all. I'm just going to do it today. Look, man, when you have a fundamental change to the distribution model, right? They're not going to go backwards, right? And we have a highly inefficient one as it is. Like, they've got to find a way to get rid of cars, right? Because cars and killing cows are the biggest cause of global warming, right? So how are you going to do that? You want to keep people in their houses. You want goods and services only to be hitting the roads during times when they have to, right? All of that, you're basically flattening out life. And, you know, that's why my man Drew said, you know, what he said, this is a plandemic. I don't care that it's a plandemic or not, but I know people do disaster recovery plans. And when they have to envision the current, here's what you need to do for boxing. Something called a gap analysis. Okay, go to my for people that know who I am, go to my LinkedIn and you'll see under organizational development, management consulting, organizational development, all of those type of things. There's something that is called a gap analysis. Shout out to everybody that's a management consultant out there. Something called a gap analysis. And what you do is you look at the current state of boxing, right? And you say, where do we want to be? And then you map a plan to get there, right? And then your action plan is the thing that gets you from your current state to where you want to get. And what I'm telling you is that planning does happen at the level of international social planning. That is obviously something that is real, okay? World organizations exist. So organizing how the world is going to be more efficient in delivering goods and services, right? In whatever, right? Boxing is just a small part of that, but it is going to be heavily affected by it. And there are going to be winners and losers in that transition. And what I'm telling black fighters is wake up and realize that you're gold. You are the diamonds. You are the diamonds. They're just selling you cheap, right? You are the diamonds. You are the shiny thing about boxing that matters. Who holds the value the best, right? When you invest in something, don't you want to invest in something that holds value and retains value? Who in boxing history has retained their value most successfully. They're the ones that you're still talking about 100 years later, 50 years later, 60 years later. And throughout the history of boxing, that's been the black athlete. That's been Tom Mellenwall. Tom Mellenwall is the first guy that was the original Sugar. It was Tom Mellenwall 1, young Mellenwall, this Mellenwall, that Mellenwall, right? From the 1790s. And there were Mellenwalls in New York City, that's related to, an ancestor of, I think maybe like the great grandfather of LL Cool J was a guy named Mellenwall. So he thought maybe his family member was the guy that fought Tom Cribb. But I was like, but it couldn't be because of the time gap, right? And the fact that Tom Mellenwall never came back to the United States. He died in Great Britain. No, that's just the fame of Tom Mellenwall carried for centuries. It carried all through the 1800s, all the way into the early 1900s. There was young Mellenwalls out there. Same thing with Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson's name continued all the way till they had Sugar Shane Mosley, right? Floyd Mayweather Jr., Muhammad Ali. These are the guys that maintain their value. And if boxing is going to go and be productive into the future, you should look at the products that maintain the value. And the people that maintain the value over time have been the best fighters, the most athletic fighters, the athletes that other people that they want to see. And that has been the case with black athletes in the United States because that's what we have had to specialize in entertainment. We've not been pushed to the forefront or insisted that we be in the forefront of mathematics or business or engineering, even though there's always been successful people in our community in those areas. We've never been encouraged to participate in that. Like we've been encouraged to sing, like we've been encouraged to dance, like we've been encouraged to fight. Since we've been encouraged to do that, we're no different than any other human beings. We get good at what we're rewarded at being good for. So we're very good fighters. We're very good athletes, and we use our intelligence in that manner. But it doesn't have to be just that way, because that same intelligence that allows you to navigate through the ring is the same intelligence that will allow you to navigate through life. And you stupid ass dudes that run head first with your eyes closed get knocked the fuck out in life and in boxing. So get your ass a good promoter early. Learn the fundamentals of the game, of the boxing business game. And that's what we've been trying to do on this channel for a while now. But I wanted to have that just, thinking session with you today. And I appreciate you. James has already been clapped. Now let me talk to y'all. Give me some questions, man. Fannon, you keep dropping dimes, respect and knowledge. Thanks, brother. Hey, man, it ain't no problem. It ain't a thing, man. You got to give what you got, dog. And you young black fighters, there's nothing wrong with supporting black fighters. Nothing wrong with it. We got to stop, get rid of the shame that we feel about congratulating ourselves, hugging ourselves, and being friendly with ourselves and supporting ourselves. Really. Got to stop being embarrassed by it, dog. Stop being embarrassed by the other black people in the room and just be happy that we're here together, because it's way better than being alone. I saw a beautiful fight that took place with Errol Spence Jr., and we need more of that, man. We need more young men overcoming their obstacles, even as a rich man, overcoming obstacles, fixing his life, showing what it is to develop a plan and to work a plan, and that you can come back from anything, right? If Errol Spence Jr. can come back from a horrific accident like that, why can't you come back from the struggles that you have in your life, right? All you got is a little alcoholism. You know what I mean? All you got is a little laziness. All you got is a little argument with your wife here and there. That man had to overcome a car flip 100 times, fear, humbleness, you know what I mean? Embarrassment. He had to overcome all those things. And then he had to get back and train and overcome a future Hall of Famer like Danny Garcia. And then what did the media do immediately after that? Max Kellerman says, hey, what about the next dude? But you didn't fight Terence Crawford, though. As if Terence Crawford is going to make that go away. When he beats Terence Crawford, what's it going to be? Because when Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Manny Pacquiao, that wasn't enough. Right? Wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. It ain't never going to be enough. It ain't never going to be enough. So stop asking people for it to be enough, because it's not enough. You need to be yourself. You need to be enough for yourself. You've got the reason that the name is Fannon International boxing, there's a book called Blackface, White Mask, right? We have a blackface, but we have a mask put on us, right? By people that gaze upon us, and we are affected by their opinion of us. And because these people have control over our lives, we try our absolute best to appease them, to prove to them that their preconceived notions about us are incorrect. So we make sure that our language is spiffy. We make sure that our clothes are sharp. We make sure we work 5 times as hard as anybody else has to work. And if we are cheated and if something goes wrong, we just got to bend down. We just got to bite down on our mouthpiece and just keep fighting. That's what we got to do, right? Now, man, we need to congratulate ourselves. We need to reward ourselves. We need to go back to things that were more successful for us. The Negro Leagues were successful for the owners of the Negro Leagues, of the baseball players in the Negro Leagues. Integration into the basket. How many great black baseball players are there now from the United States? I'm sure there are several, but they are not nearly as many as there were when we were rewarding ourselves for celebrating our own abilities with the Negro Leagues. There were far more great black baseball players then than there are now. The integration, or better yet, the disintegration of our own interpersonal relationships is the problem. We have siphoned off gangs, fighting with you see what I mean? Fannon, can you talk about Errol's ring walk, what it meant for young black men? Mr. Officer, look, let me tell you what Errol Spence Jr. should mean for black men, young black men. Honesty pays off. The truth is the best way. I have not caught Errol Spence Jr. in any contradictions. He has been very honest with himself. He hired Blu-ray back. My understanding is that he hired Blu-ray back. Do you understand how remarkable that is for a leader? Because Errol Spence Jr. is a leader in that camp. I've seen that camp. Errol's running that camp. Okay? Errol's running that camp. Errol would show up when Errol wants to show up. That was the problem. You know, he was out of shape or whatever. He shows up when he wants to show up. He's fighting who he wants to fight. He's making the decisions. That's his camp. For him, after all the bubbling going on behind the scenes, to go back to Blu-ray when he made the decision to leave him, to admit that he was wrong, is such a powerful thing. Because it keeps you from going along with a facade. Do you know the saying that it is harder to convince somebody that they've been fooled, right? It's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they've been fooled. Errol Spence Jr. could have hired any strength and conditioning coach anywhere in the fucking country, and they would have been dying to get him. But he went to somebody that people in his own community said he fucked over. Okay? Because that was the line. And I'm just going to be truthful about it. I never spread it because that ain't my business. But now that Errol said, I got back with my strength and conditioning coach, that's telling me, look, man, I made a mistake. And I ain't too big or too much of an egomaniac to tell you I made a mistake. Come on back, man, get my body right. I need to whoop these people's ass. Let's go back to square one. Derrick James sounded more empowered. When Derrick James said, he's like, man, look, I'm not telling Errol who he needs to fight. You can see him looking this way, right? He was like, I'm not telling Errol who to fight, but I just want, he said it quietly. He was like, because I listen to what people say and how they say it. Errol was like, looking like this. His head was kind of down, right? Like this, like, yeah, man, we did this shit together, right? And Derrick looked at Errol, and Derrick was like, yeah, well, it's not my business to tell him, who to fight. I just want him back in the gym. And he just got loud. He was like, I just want him back in the gym. Like, I don't care who you fight, man, but get on your shit, man. Just be you. Be the best you. Be the best you, man. And that's what it's about. Be the best you. I'm so proud of Errol. I'm so proud of Deontay Wilder, man. These guys show true courage, man. True courage. True courage. True courage is saying what you believe to be true. And if you believe it to be true, it's based on on real facts, right? And you're not being unfair to anybody or mistreating anybody, you should be able to feel comfortable with what you do. Deontay Wilder took so much heat. He's been taking so much heat for years. They're calling this guy's and you don't even understand, dog. Like Deontay is big as much as Errol accomplished. What Tyson Fury by cheating stole from Deontay Wilder, and you guys can turn around and say, oh, he would have knocked him out, he would have beat him, he would have done this and that and the other thing, okay? But he stole from Deontay Wilder the knowledge that he was not, whether or not he was good enough. When Errol, do you know what it feels like to know that you are working and you are working and you are working and you are trying to keep up with other people and you are doing everything you can to keep up, And then when you get there, you find out that they were all lying and none of them were working that hard and it was a fucking facade. Do you know how much of a letdown that could be? Deontay Wilder has done everything that a hero in our community, man, it's everything is there, man. From somebody that overcame adversity, from his daughter having an issue and manning up and saying, look, dude, I'm moving beer around here. My grandmama told me I ain't no fucking beer. Man, I'm handing this dude's beer. I'm supposed to own this place. My grandmama told me I'm special. I know I'm special. I got my daughters hurting. I can't provide for her. Who knows how many times his mother or grandmother told Deontay to get off his ass when he was younger. Deontay, get off your ass. Deontay, get off your ass. You're more special than that. You can do something with your life. You're different than these guys. And he's like feeling it but not believing it. And then one day he has a baby and that baby's sick and he's got no choice. That was rock bottom for him. That's rock bottom. He hit rock bottom. He didn't have anything and he had a baby that needed him. And he took what he had, his life, and risked it. And risked it over and over and over again, knowing he might die in that ring, getting into it with these guys, learning how to fight at this advanced age. And he overcame all of that. He took care of his family. He took care of his friends. He represented the WBC. He never cheated. He didn't take steroids. He didn't load his gloves. He never lied on his people. He did everything he was supposed to do as a man that he thought was right, that he thought was in his heart. And he doesn't know whether or not Tyson Fury can beat him because Tyson Fury cheated. Because Tyson Fury saw all that Deontay Wilder was doing and he thought he'd steal it from him. Oh, I don't know if I can beat him really, so let me steal what he has. Let me steal the perception that he's the best by loading my gloves, by taking my gloves off. And the referees let him do it by letting him get up, by not cashing the count, by not wiping his gloves. They allowed that man to not know if he was special because the man cheated him. Do you know how hard that is? To see something that you believe is true and know it's a lie. Find out that it's a lie. That if you do everything that you're supposed to do, you still might not make it because they will just sit on your neck and drag you down. And then act like the biggest cheater that we have seen in 100 years isn't even a cheater. He's a hero. Why, Deontay Wilder was a bum? No, man. That takes courage to stand up and say, no, man, I got cheated. You say what the fuck you want, dog. I got cheated. Somebody put some shit in my water. That dude's glove ain't on his hands. I knocked him out the first fight. I've been cheated before. Alexander Povetkin cheated me. First he tried to cheat me. Then they cheated me out my money. Luis Ortiz cheated me. Then I was like, fuck it, everybody done cheated me so much. Fuck it, I'll fight you. You cheated me. That other dude that tests positive and got thrown out cheated him. Deontay Wilder's been cheated multiple times. And he got cheated out of the knowledge of whether he was the best or not. And we got cheated out of it when Tyson Fury cheated. That makes the whole fight a lie. And you guys that defend him, you know you're lying. And that's why I like Errol Spence Jr., because he's the truth. Everything he said about Terence Crawford fight, he has followed through to the letter. I am chasing these straps. He got the unification fight off of that dude, Shawn Porter, who ducked him. He ran all the way over to the UK because nobody would fight him. Come on, man. Just like Deontay Wilder was drug all the way down to having to fight that cheater, Tyson Fury. And then you celebrate Tyson Fury for that. Anyway, at noon today, the next Tyson Fury thing is going to be out. It was released yesterday on Patreon. It was released on the channel members. But dude, understand, there's another episode coming out maybe around 1:00 today with just the second bit of Tyson Fury and what he's done in his career. But the mainstream media can't find this. Nah, man, you don't need these people, man. You don't need these people, man. They need you. Now, watch this. Now, you got something wrong, Terence. He don't work for you, but he needs you. See? You think that he works for you. Nah, brother. You work for him. When that shit says the fight card, every one of them fights say top rank, right above the ring. Okay? You go into top rank, but they need you. He needs you. American boxing needs the black fighter. What I'm saying is when somebody needs you, sometimes you got to leave them. Sometimes you got to act like you don't want them. Sometimes you got to act like I don't care about your fighters. I'm not talking about your fighters. I'm not watching your fighters fight. I'm not acting like they're the best. I am completely ignoring that horse shit that you're throwing at me because I know what my pound for pound list is. And my pound for pound list ain't got no monster in a way with no defense on it. It ain't got 3 losses Strata with no defense. It ain't got no defense Gennady Golovkin on it either. Okay? It's got real fighters that all are very good in all 4 areas of the scoring criteria of boxing. And guess what one of them is? Defense. You cannot be a pound for pound fighter with sorry ass defense getting punched in the face all the fucking time. Danny Dubois, he's so special. He's such a good fighter. He got knocked out with a jab. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder's unorthodox ass would have bop that shit right out of his face. And he would have knocked Joe Joyce's head clean off his fucking shoulders if Joe Joyce ain't on HGH and got a therapeutic use exemption or a retroactive therapeutic use exemption or whatever the many ways that you guys legalize cheating under the guise that you can't figure out how to stop it. Let me tell you, the American jurisprudence system is so good with punishment, they will throw your ass in the jail and throw away the key for any fucking thing. You can walk down the street in Florida and look at somebody the wrong way, and they can stand their ground and eliminate you. That's the laws in the United States. We have more people on death row in the United States than anywhere. But you can't figure out how to keep somebody from using steroids, you lying motherfucker. It's called throw their ass out of the sport. Bah. That's what it's called. It's called bah. Sorry, you gotta go. Can't fight in this country no more. Gotta go. And on top of it, you came in here steroiding over there in UK and came over here. So we ain't even letting you back in this mug. You can't get back in, you gouging men's eyes out. The man's daddy is the dirtiest fight. How more dirty do you get than to gouge a man's eye out? That's his daddy. We don't need him. We don't need him. We don't need them, okay? We don't need them. They need us, okay? That's why they want to mistreat you, but they never want to let you go. Have you ever noticed that? You ever noticed that? When somebody wants to mistreat you, but they never want to let you go. Like, damn, I'm a piece of shit like this. Maybe I should just leave. No, baby, don't go. Because you ain't good enough. Nobody can pay you. Nobody can pay you the money that I can pay you. I really do love you, baby. Now take that smack, bitch, and get back in that room like I told you. But I'm so pretty. I think somebody else would really love me. Bitch, you ain't pretty. You ain't even on the pound for pound list, bitch. Get out of my face. Sorry ass Gary Russell. Sorry ass boring ass Gary Russell. Sorry ass boring ass Tevin Farmer. You know what I mean? Whatever, dog. They mistreat you, but they keep you. Ain't that how they do it? See how they do black fighters? Y'all don't even understand how they do black fighters. They run pimp game on y'all. See, I know a little something about the pimp game. And this is the whole thing that I know. This is it. This is what they told me. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But damn, it's good. But I won't do it, but it's fucked up. It's good, it'll work, but it's fucked up. I can't do it. It is. You treat your hoe like a woman and treat your woman like a hoe. You treat the pretty ones bad and the ugly ones good. You know what I mean? Because the pretty ones always get treated well. They used to that. But they ain't used to if you just walk out, don't return their call, tell them change their clothes, put some better makeup on. Hey, man, I don't like that perfume. Go take a fucking bath. You running late. Hey, if you don't do it, I got another broad. You know I'm paying the bills. That type shit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, every other dude on the block would love to have her. That shit. But she feel, I don't know. I don't love him. Why don't he love me? I just want him so much to love me. He ain't gonna love you. He loves you. He loves what you do for him. So it is what it is. That's how they do you boxers. They talk bad. They talk real good about the hoes. Sorry ass dudes that can lose at any moment, right? Ain't none of their top 10 dudes 2 minutes away from a fucking loss. Monster Anyways, a minute from a loss. That's why they keep losing. That's why they keep losing. They're not that good. Because again, it is defense, effective aggressiveness, clean, effective punching, and ring generalship. Because they have no defense and no ring generalship, which is defense, they lose. But hey, no worries. We can get another pretty lady. We can get another trash-ass fighter to treat like a pretty lady, and we'll keep treating these dudes terribly. Why they keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. How many fights you got, Terence? 36? Woo-wee! That's a lot of money made up off you, huh? That's a good boy. That's a good boy. I'm telling you, I didn't know it. I haven't done a Patreon video in a while, man. I owed you guys this. My man, Woke, said, I agree 100%. Salute for 9. Thank you, sir. And the super sticker from man Lenny Coates. I'm sorry, man, that I wasn't on the super chats as well as I should be today. My man EJ beat Danny up better than anybody else. He also beat all the narratives that built up about the fight. Now Pacquiao is jumping on the platform, even at 42 for undisputed. The truth is back. Nah, he ain't. Don't believe that he's on the. Don't believe that shit. Nah. Don't believe that now. Don't believe Manny's jumping on that. Man, somebody gonna offer that dude a lot of money not to make that fight happen. He gonna fight Manny. He's gonna go fight Mikey Garcia, dog, in the same place. He'll be like, nah, I'll fight man. Hey, what's the rate on the Dallas Stadium? Mikey's Mexican. Can I go? How you think I'll sell in San Antonio? Like, I believe that the dude probably already got a crib in Texas. You know what I mean? Because these dudes coming. Oh, but by the way, money talk, bullshit walk. Why Bob Arum ain't got no fights in arenas? Why Bob Arum can't? Why is Bob Arum not putting Teofimo Lopez? Why did he put Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko in Dallas Stadium, in AT&T Stadium? Question. Inquiring minds want to know. Why can Errol Spence and Gervonta Davis both fight in stadiums in Texas? Canelo Alvarez can fight in the stadium in Texas. But all these superstar #1 fighters in the world ain't even going to try it, dog. Dude, the Charlos can fight in Houston, homie. They can fight in Houston. They've got a stadium in Houston they can fight in. Why can't where Teofimo can't fight in New York? I mean, you can't fly Teofimo down here to Texas and have him fight Richard Comey too and do big numbers? Is there some problem with that? I mean, he's the future, ain't he? You know what I mean? Man, let's build our own stars, man. Let's build our own stars and ignore this nonsense. Ignore some of this nonsense. The Avion Bible says, salute to the chat and to Fannon. Off topic. If AB can get in shape, anybody can. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like AB, though. Greasy promoters do black fighters like old media. Some of these fans are getting pimped, too. Not just the promoters. You know what I mean? Dude. ESPN is not fucking blind, okay? HBO is not blind, okay? They don't want to chocolate up their screen too much, okay? That's not their primary business, boxing, ESPN. Fox seems like they being serious about it. Showtime is serious about it. They're like, we're going to compete. Like, I like what Showtime is. Showtime is getting the best fights they can make for the money that they get. It is a straightforward approach to business that is commendable. It's a straightforward approach to business that's commendable, in my opinion. And whether or not Showtime survives or not, Steven Espinoza will. Because Steven Espinoza is a top-notch executive who, from what I can see, has made the best business decisions on a consistent basis of any executive in boxing that I've seen. Really and truly. Like, the way that he handled, like, he impressed me so much with that one card that he put on with Jermell fighting when Jermell fought. Who did Jermell beat? I can't remember. It was Jermell, Lara, and Trout, all and Goshaw or in Arislandi Lara all fought on the same night. They all fought on the same night. I was like, this shit is so damn good. Like, why wasn't I not at that fight? Like, if they had that same fight, like that same 154-pound, like same-day tournament that they did, if they had that shit, I would pay big money for that, dog. But they could cut it in half and just do great fights. Great fights, dude. Been promoting Deontay Wilder for years. Has one of the best sellers for years. They acted like now. But dude, and they never cheated him. First time Deontay lost Showtime, Fox wasn't watching. Fox didn't take care of business. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fox didn't take care of business. The commenting was probably a little more neutral, but they just cheated him so fucking bad when he brought in Top Rank, dog. Like, wow, they cheated him so bad when they brought in Top Rank. And you guys know that they cheated him too, man, which is such a shame. Jim Jones said, you got to leave this up, OG. Motivation, education, and good game in the video. Yeah, I'll leave it up. That's cool. I get tired of getting called a racist, though. Like, I really do. Like, I have my own issues, too. You know, like, I want to be very fair. And I don't want to call people racist because I don't know if individuals are not, right? Like, I've never met Teddy Atlas. So Teddy Atlas, you know, I don't know what motivates Teddy Atlas, but I know and actually I think he's probably one of the better guys. Like, he seems to me to be just like a pretty decent dude, kind of like Paulie Malignaggi, I think, is probably a decent dude, but just got a little case of need to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, he's just got a bad case of need to shut the fuck up. But because I don't care what you think about my life, like, mind your own business, homie, that type shit. But I don't think he's a bad guy. Like, I don't think people were initially like Paulie because Paulie was a nice guy, right? But then Paulie just let all that shit about us out of his mouth. And the thing is here, if you don't like me, shut the fuck up and go away. Like, and I really wish all black people would have that attitude. Like, if you don't like black people, go the fuck away. Okay? And I'm going to tell you that is fundamentally important because you're always going to be black in the eyes of anybody that looks at you that matters. So if that person looks at you and puts a jacket on you, right? because you're black. And everybody does that. Black people will put a jacket on you because you black. They'll look at you, be like, look at your clothes, look at your jewelry, be like, oh, this is, or be really shocked if you sound intelligent. Like, dog, I stayed at this hotel this weekend, dog, and I was like, when I started talking, this black lady looked at me like I was a fucking ostrich. Like when the bitch was looking at me like this. And I was like, let's get the fuck up out of here, dude. What the fuck you think everybody, the fuck out of my face? You know what I mean? I know that. I'm just saying I get tired of conversation because there are a lot of people that I do like, but this is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If I say it's not what it is, I would be telling you a lie. I truly do believe that people have been educated in a system where they don't even perceive the way that they treat black people as being mistreatment. They believe that is proper treatment. They believe it. They may not know that is what they believe, but they have been conditioned at an early age to believe what they believe. And they see black people, they get nervous. I mean, come on, man. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a neighborhood with people and I know how to make them calm, right? Like if I see them, I'm like, okay, I'm 200 pounds, right? I'm in this neighborhood. I'm 250 pounds. I'm wearing all black. I got kind of a stern look on my face. What can I do to make sure that these people ain't scared? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Oh, what a great day. Oh, absolutely. Hey, you know what I mean? That type of shit. Then I try to make the conversation speak loud enough where the conversation, you can hear that I went to law school and I went to that shit. All that shit to be like, I'm not going to rob you. Big Dose. Skip my super chat. I'm sorry, man. Today, like I said, I was just on terrible today, my man. Big Dose said, I'm sorry. I did read it and I didn't say anything. Big Dose 513 said, just because I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate you, Big Dose. Fuck Dillian White. Oh, no, is that Big Dog Willie? Said, fuck that. Fuck your boy, Dillian White. You got to lead us up, OG. Motivation, education, good game in the video. Yeah. It is what it is. Oh, look, dude, hey, dude, for real, like, the most nerve, let me tell you when a white woman is very likely to, like, cause a lot of problem. When they smile at you for no reason. Like, this is what I learned to think, this is how I learned to think growing up in an area where, like, because you're black, you make people nervous. The smile. When somebody's, hey, how you doing? Remember this when people smile too much for no good reason. They're showing you their teeth. They're showing you their teeth. Hey, they're showing you their teeth. Like, what about me walking up makes your first reaction for you to show me all your teeth? When dogs do that shit, they're growling. You know what I mean? Like, you see a dog like this, that's fucking trouble. If you walk up and you see an older European lady like this, nigga, go the other way. Get out of there. Like, be like, oh, very nice to see you. I'm sorry. Can I step by you before you call the police or pull something out of your purse? Because I can see you're scared to death. And why would they be scared to death? Because on TV, they're being taught to be scared of you every day. See, you don't think that your picture, like, every once in a while, dog, look at how your picture would look to somebody like that. It scares them. And that's why a lot of this stuff happens. But they're trained to be, music trains them to be scared of us. Like, black music teaches us to kind of be stupid, in my opinion. On the other side, it teaches them to be scared of us because you're always talking about how you'll kill somebody. I'll kill this dude that came down the road. I'll kill this dude. I'll shoot this dude. I'll kill this dude. I love killing niggas. I love hurting people. And they're listening and dancing and they drive by you and they see somebody that looks like you. They immediately turn all the music down and grab their purse and like this because they're like, oh, they like to kill people. Dog, that don't think that is not that effect. And smiling, that is a snarl, homeboy. Get it right. But anyway, I'm up out of this joint. Gregory X said, oh, Fannon, leave this up. You shouldn't get flagged because you never adversely referred to the Alphabet Squad or the Little Hats. Oh, yeah, I cleaned it. I kept it clean. But much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Make sure you go to 78 Sports TV coming up next. And with that, I'm out. Peace.